If you cast your mind back about 2 years, you might remember how Microsoft acquired Nokia's phone business for a staggering $7.2 billion. However, now Microsoft are signalling the end of their great Nokia experiment. You might remember how last year Microsoft wrote off about $7.6 billion and cut 7,800 jobs in order to refocus their phone efforts. However, now Microsoft is writing off an additional $950 million, and the company is planning to cut a further 1,850 jobs. Most of these layoffs will be affecting employees at Microsoft's mobile division in Finland, with 1,350 job losses there and 500 globally, and around 200 million of the 950 impairment charge is being used for severance payments. So what do these cuts actually mean? Well, essentially they mean that the majority of former Nokia employees are no longer working at Microsoft, and Microsoft are planning to complete most of the job cuts by the end of the year. There will be a small number of employees remaining in research and development roles, and there is a sales subsidiary in Finland that won't be affected, but Nokia is pretty much been gutted here. As you might remember, that they originally hired 25,000 Nokia employees as part of their acquisition a couple of years ago. Now, this rather hefty quote-unquote streamlining of the smartphone business comes a week after they announced they are selling its future phone business to FIH Mobile, which is a subsidiary of Foxconn. Have a bit of a statement here from the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, and he said, quote, "We are focusing our phone efforts where we have differentiation with enterprises that value security, manageability and continuing capability, and consumers who value the same. We will continue to innovate across devices and on our cloud services across all mobile platforms." Now, they aren't quite giving up on their phone business anytime soon. It just means that Nokia, as it once existed, is pretty much gone. Most of the employees of course, will be let go once these restructuring things are complete, but it basically means that this is a massive refocus from Microsoft once again for their phone business. Now, we have heard this before at the launch of the Windows Phone about 5 years ago, but this is on a much smaller scale. Microsoft seem to have finally realised the realities of their phone business, and all signs are pointing towards the end of the Lumia line and a focus on a single Surface phone. Have a bit of a statement here from Terry Myerson, Microsoft's head of Windows and Devices, who essentially said, quote, "We will continue to update and support our current Lumia and OEM partner phones and develop great new devices." What that means, well, as I just said, it probably means a Surface branded phone for next year, as the Lumia 650 was Microsoft's last Lumia device. Apparently Microsoft have already been working on a secret Surface phone project for a number of years now, and it was basically their plan B if Nokia was not successful with the Windows Phone, which obviously it has not been. So basically, rip, Nokia / Microsoft in that sense, but we're going to be getting no more Lumias, but instead Surface in terms of what Microsoft have planned for smartphones. But this is pretty bad news, as I said, and my heart will go out, of course, to all the employees who will be losing their jobs here. This has got to be really, really rough for them, although, of course, they're getting plenty of notice on a severance package, but that doesn't make it any easier when you lose your job. It's always a horrible experience, especially when it's something completely out of your control. So, most of my thoughts go out to them, but it's going to be interesting to see what a so incredibly scaled-back future looks like for Microsoft in terms of their smartphone business. Perhaps it could be good. I've heard their Surface tablets are actually decent. I've never actually used one. I've got a cheaper end tablet myself, the Huddle 2, but I'd be curious to see what ends up happening with the Surface. But the smartphone market is, of course, pretty flooded, but having a reasonable tablet is definitely something we could use, but we'll have to see what they've got planned. They have not given any indication as to what their roadmap actually is, so we're going to have to wait and see on that one, unfortunately. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe. It helps out a great deal, and we do very much appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. Bye for now.